What's good, everybody? Happy new comic book day to you all. Welcome to Lords of the Long Box. We got another long-term spec list or a character reserve list, whatever you want to call it. And as usual, for Happy New Comic Book Day, let's drop a little DJ curse on you.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God.
Somebody show that weapon. Hold on and get some, boys.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard. Laugh it up, fuzzball.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright. In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Hold on and get some, boys.
What the heck is the deal? I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
What's in the box?
Like a spider monkey.
What is going on, everybody? Happy new comic book day to you. Welcome to Lords of the Long Box. Just me and Darkside Jedi. I'm fucking with your eardrum today. Say what's up, Ryan.
The OGs back at. What's the last time just you and me have been on? And it's not been a test.
That's right.
I
But
mean,
you know
damn.
what? Our test videos have more views than most people do.
Yeah, right.
No, so I don't know. Maybe we should just have tests more often. But hey, man,
drop it
as
on.
promised yesterday, we told you we have a long-term spec list from our man Mikey Sutton. And as you tell by the graphic, I think it's based on the Young Avengers, the probably most spec'd on thing ever. So if you see some books on here that you haven't gotten yet, you have nobody to blame but yourself, because we've been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about it. If you have a pulse and you collect comics and you have a bag and a board, you've probably been talking about this. But before we get started, man, this show is sponsored by our friends at Rocket Comics. Go to rocketcomics.com or Rocket Comics on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, Friendster, Kaza, Napster. Yeah, man, tell them the Lord sent you. True Dan, or who was it, Nash, who didn't tell
Hey, Rocket, I'm sending some books. The Lord sent me.
Tell them the Lord sent you. Get 20% off of your
coming.
first pressing order. Rocket does some great work.
Yep.
Show is also sponsored by our friends at KRS Comics. Go to KRScomics.com. Use discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off anything in the KRS Comics store, and they got some beauties right now, and they are shipping. There was a holdup for some time with the shipping discrepancy, so they got some cool stuff. I'll drop the link in the live chat so you can go right to them. Use the discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off anything in any KRS Comics exclusives. They also got some great books. I'm looking at it right now, actually. They got the Venom 26 sold out, but they still have some slabs available, Philip Tan variants. They got the Shannon Meyer variant, which is Shannon Meyer is a dude, by the way. I thought it was Shannon, Chris, Tracy. Come on, man. I mean, how am I supposed to know that was a dude? Especially,
You're not wrong for making that assumption,
right? I mean, come on. It's not like it's Bob, Dick, or
now that you know.
Yeah.
Don't make
The show is also sponsored by our friends at the Geeky Swag Shop, man. Hit up the Geeky Swag Shop. Use discount code of LOTLB to get 15% off anything in the Geeky Swag Shop, including Lords of the Long Box t-shirts. We are putting them back for pre-order again since it is summertime, and since we still have to wear masks someplace that we go. You can get gaiters, which are these face coverings, which work. You know what? They're not so hot in the summertime. I just
No,
they're
great.
kind of
I
see-through, but
think they're great.
if somewhere requires you wear a mask, you can pop that on, and also you can get NY Warrior gaiters and T-shirts and use the discount code of LOTLB, and you get more of a discount than with them. I don't know. I think
40% discount.
Yes, these are the books aforementioned. I was saying that's available on KRS Comics. That's that Shannon Mayer Wolverine.
Damn.
The Last Ronin is a Kevin Eastman variant, and then that beautiful Natalie Sanders Sacred whatever. It's funny how a lot of artists don't even know what these characters are. Like I was asking Ken Lashley, he was, I don't know what it is. I just draw it, man. I get paid, and boom. That's like, you know what? That's the way it should be. Just get paid for it. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. I think that's all of our sponsors, right? Geeky Swag Shop,
So. Yeah.
KRS Comics, Rocket Comics.
Yep.
Also, real quick, due to popular demand, let me see. Next week, Monday, I am going to be doing another live claim sale with the Big To Do. So Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific. He's got a bunch of slabs in, so we're going to do a really quick claim sale. So it's going to be Monday at 6 p.m. So therefore, come and check it out. I know these sales have been pretty good, and you know what? It goes fast. So if there's only 50
awesome books, he gets.
Even if there's only 50 people, they'll all be sold out. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. While you guys congregate here, Moonbase Alpha, Victoria Pajak. Did I say that right?
I think so.
All right, Johnny Dakota, Sith Lordly holding it down with the wrench. Eric Martins, Sassy Pants, Rush Diehard, Roberto Reyes, Benjamin Cross, Quixotic Comics. Shout out to Quixotic Comics. Yo, sent me this in the mail. This is Strange Academy #1 Virgin Peach Momoko variant. Shout out to my man Quixotic Comics from Canada.
Magical.
Also shout out to $1 Fodder who sent me the Michael Turner Spider-Man variant. To do these more justice, Quixotic and $1 Fodder, I am going to do a comic book haul finally. I'll probably do one this weekend because Thursday we have another Letters from the Long Box with our friend Mikey Sutton, where I'm going to answer your viewer questions. And if you don't know, sometimes some major scoops happen from these, like something that happened last Thursday, when I said, question was asked, is Firestar coming to the MCU? And I said yes, and maybe Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. And then a professional Twitter scooper stole it from us and put it on his own. Well, guess what? CBR, who ran the article, did the right thing. And look at that. They updated their website and they credited Mikey Sutton and Lords of the Long Box for the original people that dropped this scoop. How about them apples? So, you know, these guys try to steal our stuff, and that's what you get, man. So shout out to our comicbookresources.com for putting that on their article.
The writer there, Noah Dominguez.
Yeah, shout out to Noah Dominguez for, you know, taking care of that. There was a lot of people who sent out letters, emails over letters. Who mails a letter anymore? Anyway,
Western Union.
Yeah. So, and then, so, you know, we'll see if this happens again with this dude over here saying who stole our Lucha Van Bardis scoop.
Tisk.
His name is Jeremy Conrad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a sister fucker, but I can't confirm that, but I'm pretty sure he is. That's what I've heard.
He could be a boner biting bastard uncle fucker.
I like that, boner biting bastard uncle. Hey, shut your fucking face, uncle fucker. By the way, this show is for adults only. If you're 18 and under, you may want to move off somewhere else. But shout out to everybody that live. Bayou Boy Entertainment, Newbie Comics, Amanda Diaz, everybody, man. Quixotic, I really appreciate that Peach Momoko, man. This is slab worthy. I am definitely going to think about slabbing this up for a 9.8. This is after the losses I got with the hip hop variants, it's nice to finally get the Strange Adventures one. This one right here, this Peach Momoko is absolutely gorgeous. And you know what?
Beautiful.
This book is slept on. There's a bunch of first appearances on here. As soon as the story gets told, I'm pretty sure it will jump up. So I guess it's only ceremonial. Ryan's going to do the introductions, but before we do that, why don't we kick it off with one of these? I haven't done this in a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
How about them apples?
It's been a
All
while.
right.
Music to my ears.
That's right. So Ryan is going to introduce each one of these. This is basically a long-term spec list. These are characters that have been Feige has passed down and said, look, I need you guys to research these characters. We want to use them in an upcoming MCU project. This specific MCU project seems to be destined for Disney Plus as a series. And if you haven't guessed, it may or may not be related to the Young Avengers. What is first up on the list, Ryan?
Well, starting off on the list, we have the Sons of the Serpent. This
Sons
is a book with a crazy, crazy cast.
That's right. So Sons of the Serpent has been reserved for use. First appearance is Avengers number 32, written by the great Stan Lee, art by the great Don Heck, published in 1966. Sons of the Serpent is basically a poor man's Hydra, but with a super, super racist overtone.
Yeah,
basically,
it's very crazy.
There's multiple iterations, but the first iteration of this, and there was some talk on Twitter about, I guess they were criticizing us that we talk about spec books and then we put the prices on them, and then that we're doing this in order to sell them. So, as you know,
I don't own this book at all. I'll tell you right
so
now.
you know, and so I'm really concerned about what they say on Twitter. So I put it on the next slide so you can see the prices here. So fuck all you guys. I'm tired of your shit. Anyway. 9.8
right. Rubs are off, bitches.
An average of 870. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. I think it was Daniel RPK and that flubber fuck Jeremy Conrad.
They charge people for shit. We're fucking
They're telling us that we're pumping and dumping books, but they're charging you a $3 or $5 Patreon.
Charged you. You saw the Patreon message. It was a sentence long. And how much did you pay for that?
I think it's $3 or $5 or something like that.
Damn.
In MCU Comics taste, dude should really invest on getting a new shirt. That shirt it looks like it's been crumpled up and slept in for like a week. But anyway, yeah, this is I was surprised when I looked up the pricing on this book. So you know, I'm gonna sell the 27 copies. You know? I'm gonna sell the 27 copies that I have. But,
yeah, right. Check out your eBay. Let's drive this one up.
What's interesting is there's multiple iterations, obviously, of the Sons of Serpent. Kind of a poor man's Hydra. It's written right in the damn name, the Sons of the Serpent. I mean, look at a 9.8 though. I mean, average sale of 870, hit a high sale of 1375. It's all over the board. I mean, it's just people buying up, Silver Age, Avengers books, which as a collector you should be. But it's interesting that this is really the only villain that's on this list. So it's just some fodder for the our heroes to fight.
It's definitely a cool name. Maybe they won't take the racist angle from it, but it's a cool name for a cool society of villains, I guess.
So basically, this show is not political at all, by the way, but they are a group that causes divisions in race throughout the country. So basically, what they want to bring out is a race war. I think at one point there was a Captain America story about that in modern times. You know what I mean? And so it's very, I don't want to say it's topical or anything, but it's pretty interesting because, the Young Avengers are, and no spoiler, it's in the graphic, but the Young Avengers are kind of young, ideological. Did I say that
well,
right?
Stanley was way ahead of his time with all that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those Stanley scope boxes that they post on Stanley's account now are even more relevant now than ever before.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of fun, man. But all right. So Sons of the Serpent, first appearance is Avengers number 32, obviously volume 1, published in 1966, written by the great Stan Lee.
Man.
All right. What's next?
Up next, we got Iron Lad, Nathaniel Richards.
That's right, boys and girls. And you know what? I'm going to combine this into two because they're both in the same issue. Hulkling and Iron Lad are both being reserved for the young. I was just given this list, and it was just a list of characters, but I soon discovered that these are all part of the Young Avengers universe or Young Marvel, I guess, characters, you could say. So, as we do on every Tuesday with our Cover Price Top 10, this little graphic at the bottom here is a little indicator of what you can see. So I copy and paste it so you can see, like, if you ever have this book and you look it up on CovrPrice.com, besides the prices. By the way, I didn't show the regular cover because the regular cover is out there a lot. This is the Wizard World Los Angeles cover.
Yeah, this is the good luck. Look this one up. This is already.
This is the black and white sketch variant. There was a half color, half sketch variant, and then there's the full color regular cover. But basically, I don't want to say it's the modern day giant size X-Men, but it has quite a few first appearances in there. And the first two on our list are Hulkling and Iron Lad. If you don't know Hulkling is actually the son of Captain Marvel. That's right. Captain Marvel went out in space, got himself some scroll pussy. Next thing you know, she blew out this kid, hit him on Earth, and then so Hulkling is half Kree and half Skrull, so he can shape change. So now, I mean, he looks kind of like the Hulk because he just, but basically he's a Skrull with Kree DNA, so that's why he can shapeshift.
You know what I like about Iron Lad is his connections to Kang.
I don't even want to attempt to bring up Iron Lad because there's multiple. I mean,
there's a ton about it, but just that little bit, his connection to Kang is very interesting. Well,
basically, he's Nathaniel Richards from a different time that went back in time as a young Nathaniel Richards and then kind of just set up shop in the Marvel 616, meaning present day Marvel, if that makes any sense. But what's interesting is this is a top variant, meaning this is a variant that has a low print run. If you don't know, Wizard World Los Angeles was defunct years and years ago. I mean, there's barely any Wizard World shows as it is. I was lucky enough to get one and get it signed by one of my favorite artists, Jim Chung. Jim Chung did most of the covers and the internal art on Young Avengers, and you're gonna see later on, Jim Chung art is badass. I would give your left nut for some Jim Chung art, and I know you only have the one nut left, so I think it's a good deal, man. So.
Yeah, that farming accent was horrible.
Yeah. All right. So there you go, man. Young Avengers #1, first appearance of Hulkling and Iron Lad. So we got Sons of the Serpent, and now we got first Hulkling and Iron Lad. So what's next?
How about a little Prodigy?
Prodigy. This one's interesting. This David Alaline. I don't know, man. I'm horrible with names, as Victoria will tell you. Victoria Pajak. Anyway, David Alaline has been reserved. And what's interesting is he's actually a mutant. His first appearance is New Mutants Volume 2, number 4, but he was also a one-time member of the Young Avengers. There was a whole initiative that was set forth, I think, by the Vision, where they said, if anything were to happen to the Avengers, I need a backup plan. So what do? Let's grab some teenagers and put them in harm's way so they could get themselves killed for the world of the Earth. It's kind of crazy, but the Young Avengers is kind of fun. Another great Young Avengers story is called Avengers Children's Crusade, which features art of Jim Chung, and it talks about how the young cats and how Scarlet Witch intertwines with them. It's an absolutely great story. It's one of the rare maxi series that's like a 12 issue, but go peep out Avengers Children's Crusade, one of my favorite kind of maxi series out there. But this is an interesting book, man. There's no sales date on this. It just doesn't exist. But Prodigy is a character that has ties to both mutants and has ties to the what did I just say? The Young Avengers. So this could be a book to look out for. One of the rare modern books. There's no damn variant for it. I was looking for variants for this, and so there you go. It's not on there, man. So shout out to everybody in the live chat. There's 114 of you watching now. Just I say that drops to 113. All right, next up on the list.
Next up on the list is America Chavez, aka Miss America. This is gonna be a big one.
Yep, we spec this a long time ago because I remember looking this up and thinking, man, that's a dope cover. So Miss America or America Chavez is now on the long-term spec list, and it looks like she's going to be part of the Avengers. I think there's a version of her that's also part of the Ultimates with Blue Marvel, if I'm not mistaken. She's like a in the future alternate universe version of a character that ends up back in the 616. So a lot of times these kind of characters kind of take on a life of their own in an alternate universe or an alternate timeline. I mean, once you get Kang and Iron Lad involved, man, all the timelines get messed up. I want you to do yourself a favor and just look up Iron Lad's wiki and try to stick. Even in the article, it says we're just going to stick to this one because it basically covers Ramatut, Kang, Immortus, everybody. They're all the same. They're all Iron Lad. So what's interesting about this book's been hot for a minute because everybody, there's a Miss America spec a while ago that she was going to have her own show, but now we're seeing her first appearance is actually going to be part of the Young Avengers because I don't think she can be, I don't think she's popular enough to have her own series, but to be part of the Young Avengers, that's definitely possible. So secondly, what I wanted to say, not many people know about this. Hold on. Let me get a drink of my Cavassier.
Take a sip. Lean back.
Yeah, this cover is badass, by the way. But what a lot of people don't know, Avengers #1 is the first appearance of Miss America. with the average sale of 283, a high sale at 650.
650, yeah.
But did you know there was a 1 in 15 Mike Deodato variant?
Whoa, that's a dope ass cover. No, I did not.
Exactly. I had to find this out.
Wow.
Look at that thing. Average
is
sale
cool.
is $700 at 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven. Can't even say that. Anyway, it also hit as high as $1,000. If you look at a 9.6 right in the 3.6 range for a modern book, dude, that's crazy.
Wow.
First appearance of America. And once again, this is considered a top variant because it had a low print run. Who was ordering whatever to hit the ratio of 1 to 15 on a book they knew nothing about? They had no idea. And it's a 6-issue miniseries called Vengeance.
That's why it's $1,000.
I just looked it up on eBay because I was like, let me see if I was like, no, too late. Other people have already spec'd this and know about it, so we don't know everything because I sure didn't know about this variant. So I want to curious who in the live chat. Either Dollar Bin Fodder or Quixotic. I bet you got this. Shout out to Midwest Scotsman. Hey, that's odd. A Scotsman in the wood Midwest.
Hey.
So I don't know if anybody has this 1 in 15, but like with this Peter Moko variant, hey, if you have one, I'd love to get one. I'm pretty sure somebody's got one or somebody, or King of the Golden State is going to be. Hold on, let me go to my LCS tomorrow. Yep, found it for 50 cents.
Shit, 25.
Right. But this is the one, and it's not even anything really special. I mean, it's kind of cool. I guess it's one of those things where there was like a villains of the month or whatever because it has Magneto, Doctor Doom.
That's cool. I like it's
Doc
like a Sinister Six kind of thing.
Bullseye, Loki, and is that the Red Skull? Man, that's like your who's who of Marvel villains right there, right on the cover. But yeah, so you got this one, still dope, but this one, extra dope.
Extra dope.
Extra dope. All right, next one is a really kooky one. I swear to God it is.
Marvel Boy, Novar. I've not heard much of this guy. First appearance in Marvel Boy #1, his own book.
Marvel Boy Volume 2, #1. There is a Marvel Boy that goes back to the Golden Age, and this is not the same as Quasar. This is totally different.
Novar.
This is Novar, who is actually a Kree, and then later on became Marvel Boy. So he's going to be part, or at least he's being researched. So basically, he's a Kree from the future timeline that goes. I'm telling you, a lot of these characters, for some reason, there's some type of weird time continuance difference thing.
All this timeline weird shit is getting me really excited, kind of, for Kang. That Avengers, what is it, Avengers 11, or what's the book?
I don't know. I have a 7.0. I got it from Wolverine. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm
Avengers
late
9,
on that. I'll never own it. I'm just saying.
I have it. I got it from Wolverine. I think Bobby had 2 copies though. But anyway, this book is super cheap and it looks really weird. I mean, look at the short suit on this guy.
When was this written?
This came out. I want to say
based on the cover, it's like very early 2000s or
Grant
late
Morrison.
90s. Is it?
Yeah, Grant Morrison was back in the Marvel Knights, was doing their kind of, they had a label that was more for thank you guys in the live chat. Avengers #8. I should know. I just got an Avengers 8 from Bobby. The 2 villains I've been specking on is High Evolutionary and Kang. I mean, because Doctor Doom, that's been out of my range for a while, especially now. It's going to be really. Bayou Boy says he's dressed like a Tour de France champion. He is. He's dressed like JJ Fad in biker shorts is what it looks like. But this, I've seen this book randomly sitting around for $1 everywhere. Nobody cared about Novar, who is a Kree kind of biogenetically engineered soldier from the future, but this, believe it or not, is his first appearance. Marvel Boy Volume 2 now, not Volume 1. It's Marvel Boy Volume 2, #1, and you can get a 9.8 for like only. Put it this way, I say you can get a 9.8, but only one has ever been sold ever. All right, this isn't a 90-day average. This is one at all. Somebody got a 9.8 for $76. Somebody else got a 9.6 for $50. But this is one of those things. Cheap, go out and get it. You know what I mean? I'm betting this is sitting in freaking dollar bins all over the place. All right, and on to the next one. What do we got on the next character reserved?
First we had the Flash, then we had Quicksilver, and now we have Speed.
That's right. This is on the spec list is the first appearance of Tommy Shepard, who later on becomes Speed. That is a classic cover. Young Avengers #10, as I said, that's the great Jim Chung doing all the art on this. This is a cheap book. He's kind of the speedster for the Young Avengers. $40 for a 9.8, which is interesting because a 9.6 sold for $70. So it's one of those things rarely ever get. I'm going to tell you what, go out and get this entire Young Avengers run. Not only is it a good read, but there's tons of first appearances in it because since it's a new team and different stories, we haven't even talking about how they tie into other characters. like Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, Ant-Man. You know what I mean? There's because they're basically, a lot of them are the children of superheroes or just young heroes. So that's why the Young Avengers, and this checks, as Mikey always says, this checks off all the demographic boxes that Disney and Marvel likes.
Oh, it's
right?
the perfect storm for
young adults,
multiracial,
multiracial. Hell, two of them got married.
Friggin'
two gay.
special.
I think Hoagland and Ironlad are Wiccan, and Wiccan married somebody. I think he married Hoagland. But remember, there was a whole wedding issue where they got married. So I mean, it ticks off everything. So you got LGBTQ, you got multiple ethnicities, multiple races. I mean, we're not talking like the human race. We're talking about alien races. So I mean, there's some androids in there. So it's got a little bit of everything. So it's good for the kids to go out and get that. A lot of representation is what I guess that's the word I should use.
I heard the story's pretty good too.
It is. I mean, look at that cover. Jim Chung is one of probably my favorite modern artists because the way he draws faces. I mean, but what's cool about Jim Chung is not only does he do the covers, he also does the internals on this, and it's absolutely if you see a Jim Chung like splash page, like inside, he'll draw the entire from one side to the other, one giant
those
thing.
Are great. Those are great.
All right. So if you've been playing along at home, you've noticed something that's been missing, and I've been waiting for it to the last one because it's going to tie into two things. Who is the last person on the spec list, Ryan?
The last person on the spec list is a guy named Wiccan.
That's right. Young Avengers. You got to have Wiccan. Wiccan is the sorcerer of the group, aka Billy Kaplan, also known as Wiccan. Actually, if I want to go back, he started Guardian. Yeah, well, his first actual appearance is in Young Avengers #1, but I didn't want to just do the same book over and over again.
Right.
So Young Avengers #1, he appears as a character named the Asgardian, and you can see him right there with the wings on his ear. In Young Avengers #6, he then goes by the name of Wiccan. This is also a double spec book because this is the first appearance of Stature, who's Cassie Lang. And if you haven't, she's the one that's able to grow big. Cassie Lang, I do believe, is Scott Lang's daughter in the comics. Correct me if I'm wrong, and the guys in the live chat. It's always confusing because if you remember in Endgame, our Ant-Man, his daughter has a different name. It's not Cassie. It's something. I forgot what her name is, but I do believe in the comics, her name is Cassie Lang. So similar to how people think that Kate Bishop is like Hawkeye's daughter, you know, how they made her, but Kate Bishop is a totally different character in the comics, whereas in the movies, they had what looked to be his daughter being the role of Cat's, you know, it just, they obviously in the movies, they make things different from what they are, but that's 3 or 4 different Young Avengers books on this list here. So what I'm saying is if you find somebody selling the lot, buy them all.
If it looks like a pig, it sounds like a pig.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Tastes like a pig.
I was going to say, are you going to put lipstick on a pig or something?
No, I'm just saying, it might be a pig.
All right, let me go on
Young
to
Avengers. Looks like it might be.
Let me see if I can buy something while we're on here.
Oh, the live buying of 10.
Yeah, I did that last time with the look at that Young Avengers lot. I'm buying it.
Do it.
So it has issues 4, 6, and 9.
Oh man, how dare you talk about a book and then go buy it? You're trying to flood the market, you asshole.
We've been accusing of pumping and dumping, but you know what I mean?
Well, I think you just pumped.
Well, it's weird because we are actual comic collectors.
Oh, we actually like comic books and we talk about books.
So instead of actually sitting on this information, not sharing it with anybody or charging somebody for this information, we're giving it to everybody for free. So, you know,
our business model is so fucked.
Yeah. We're just hit like there's already in the live chat. We hit the pump, you up. Shout out to King of the Golden State. I know you got doubles of this King of the Golden State. Why don't you send me some?
Yeah, seriously, me too.
Yeah. So there you go, man. So really stoked for Young Avengers, man. That's finally you know, because here's the thing, man. I mean, the Avengers have been around for 10 years, whatever, right? I mean, so we know, the
Avengers have been around for 10 years.
And the movies.
Oh, movies,
right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is getting pretty old. No, these guys don't want to play these characters forever.
Forget the new. No, look, they're not coming back. We're gonna get a new iteration. They're
I
already
think
moving
Robert
forward
Downey
with
Jr. is coming back, but they're so long they can play.
But
the
it's not
role
going to
for
be
him.
a main. He'll be like a show up like Luke Cage or not Luke Cage. What the hell's his name?
We're all waiting with bated breath.
Can't think. Sorry.
We shouldn't do edibles before the show.
Wah.
Well, I mean, put it this way: if there's somebody young and they can have the next 10 years of their life be associated with a character, and some people think, that sucks, whatever. Yeah, that sucks if you're associated with a Transformers movie. But if you're part of the MCU, then that's pretty freaking cool, right? I mean, like what's the name of the kid with the dead eyes in his face? That was the werewolf in the Twilight films. Exactly. Nobody remembers that guy whatsoever. And Robert Pattinson had to do a ton of work for people to remember him as somebody else besides the fairy dust vampire guy from Twilight, right? He had to really try hard. Now look at him, he's Batman. But alternatively, what happened to the werewolf kid? Nobody, he just disappeared. I think he made one movie and then he was gone. I mean, it was just like people forever stuck him. Yeah. Daniel Labar, you can't ask questions like that in this live chat. That's for tomorrow, because tomorrow will be letters of the long box, and we'll answer your questions. And I saw somebody in there. Let me see. You know what? I got the email already. Let me tell you whose questions got asked. So you'll get a Marvel no prize. Is Wolverine going to be gay? He's already gay. What are you talking about, man? In the alternate, in like the alternate story or something like that. From 2013, he was gay. So looks like from Lords of the Long Box video, Emerald Knight 041 will get his question answered. Vidi, Anthony Debo, congratulations. Sassy Pants, No 2100, that boy Steve, and Zhang Li. All your questions will be answered tomorrow. So you guys know who you are. I've seen some of you in the live chat already. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. I'm going to do pre-record. I drop it anytime between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. So we're gonna do the letters of the long box tomorrow. It's kind of like the back of a comic book where you read it and then they write letters to the editor. Well, if you submitted your questionnaire, me and Mikey Sutton will answer your MCU and DCEU questions. Wait, how do you turn in letters? Well, go to the video that I posted last Thursday and leave your comment there. But it's too late because I'm doing it tomorrow. So you have tomorrow after the video post. Leave a question in the comment section, and then Mikey will go through them and see which ones he can answer, and then I'll read them back on the air the following week for next week. Because the questions have already been answered for this week's video because it's dropping tomorrow. I have yet to record it, but it's
amazing how that works. Good job.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys all for joining me. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're close to 4,500. When we hit 5,000 subs, I'm going to give away some KRS Comics exclusives and some more CovrPrice.com subscriptions. So thank you all. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe. We're getting really close to 5,000. We're getting close to where we were when the last channel did it, and we did it in a lot less time.
Okay, don't say anything to jinx it.
I know before the show gets before one of these guys are going to complain and Twitter's going to they're going to take it down. So whatever.
Sorry, bros.
But yeah, KRS Comics is dope. Thank you all. So any last words, Ryan?
I'm gonna send in a box of comics to Rocket. So when those come back, let's do an auction.
All right. Well, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I have my Rocket Comic submission form right here. Good Lord, that's bright. Do you want to see? Did I tell you what I submitted to CGC?
Read it off. Yeah.
All right, man. I know it's super exciting, but I dropped these off at KRS Comics, and I'll tell you what I'll think the grade's going to come back as. I know you guys are really excited to hear this. So they're like, oh, great. We're going to get to see this guy read off a piece of paper about what he submitted to CGC. I was going to do a video, but then I was like,
Christ, just read it then instead of explaining.
Off, man. So this is my submission to get pressed, clean, and then sent off to CGC. All right. First, it's actually about 25 books, one CGC order. Astonishing Tales number 25. First appearance of Deathlock. I'm hoping for I'm going to say 8.5, 9.0.
Good grade.
Uncanny X-Men number 2. That's right. The second appearance of the X-Men from 1963 or 64. X-Men number 3. So I have X-Men 2 and 3. I still don't have issue 1, but that's Silver Age X-Men.
I'll get there.
I have a Strange Tales 115, which is the first origin of Doctor Strange. I have a Strange Tales 118, which is the first cover appearance of Doctor Strange, and he still shares it with that dick Human Torch. I have 2 Marvel Features number 1, which is the first appearance of the Defenders. I have 2 Nova number 1s. I have 1 Bronze Age Silver Surfer number 2. That will complete my, well, at least that'll get me Silver Surfer 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm hoping for a 7.5 at least, because the rest of them are all 7.5s or 7.0s. I have an Amazing Spider-Man 252. That's the homage to A15. That's the black suit cover. I've had that in my collection forever, so I'm going to see if I can get a good grade on that. I'm hoping for a 9.6, believe it or not. So that means it's going to come back a 9.2 because I know Roger Levesque, and just by knowing him, you'll get a bad grade. Also, first,
I think I might have rubbed off some of that bad luck on some of my recent grades. Ugh.
Also, I have a Defenders number 1. That's the Bronze Age Defenders number 1. Tomb of Dracula number 1, the first appearance of Dracula. So I think that one's going to be like a 7.5, 8.0. I think it's kind of rough. Here's your modern for you. I have 3 copies of Hell Arisen number 1. So that's the Hell Arisen number 3. So that's the first appearance of Punchline. I got 3 copies of that.
9/8?
Yeah, they better be 9/8. I'll be disappointed if they're not. Blue Marvel number 1. That's the first appearance of Blue Marvel. I think that's going to be a 9/8. The Invincible Iron Man number 7. I have 2 copies of that. That's the first appearance of Ruby Williams. Invincible Iron Man number 9. I have 2 copies of that. That's the first appearance of Ironheart.
It's a hell of a book. Now, are those all going to be for auction when they get back?
You know what? Maybe. No. I can safely say these are all for my personal collection. The X-Men 2 and 3 are so old that I graded them because I know they're in VG condition, but they're so old. I needed to grade them just to protect them. Sometimes you have old comics and you want them sitting around.
Oh yeah.
I'm at the Silver Surfer, part of my personal collection. Nova is not ready to sell yet. ASM 252.
I have
definitely
a Rex the Wonder Dog that I need to send in because that's an old 50s book.
I may sell my Hell Arisen though. We'll see how.
You have 3 of them. If they come back 9/8.
I actually have 4 of them. I got a 9/8 already. I got a 9/8 already. So I'll have, I can sell those Hell Arisen.
Well, I'm going to send in a bunch to auction and let's have some fun. So
what's funny is
maybe I'll even do a video that shows the batch I'm going to send in. Does anybody give a shit about haul videos anymore?
I put in a poll and people said yes. So you know what? I'm going to do a haul video this weekend because I got a ton of stuff that people have been sending that I've been buying actively here and there.
CGC haul video then.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do a haul video as soon as my books come back from CGC. Probably be another 2 months since I just submitted these on shit. I got a while ago. I was going to say I only submitted it on June 3rd.
So I'm going to send about 50 bucks. So I'll do.
So I'm going to do a haul video just to shout out the my peeps like Dollar Bin Fodder, Quixotic, and then there was another cat I bought a Spider-Man 1 and 2 off eBay, and I didn't tell this story in public yet. I told you guys, but so I bought these books off this a seller on eBay. It was Spider-Man Volume 1, number 1 and number 2. That's the cameo and first full meeting of Miles Morales and Spider-Man, and then I send it, I pay for it, and then I get a message from the seller. The message goes, "Hey man, you that dude that does the freestyle beats and the comics on YouTube?" I go, "Yeah, that's me." He goes, "Oh man, love your videos, and I'll send you." He goes, I'm going to send you a freebie. So he sent me a nice freebie. So he goes, "Make sure you shout me out." I'm going to shout him out. That's why I want to do
that's cool.
A haul video to shout out Dollar Bin Fodder.
Can't get away with your low bids anymore.
My eBay name is the same username as my Instagram, so it kind of gives it away. So when I've been, but you know what? I have like 1,000 feedback on there, and it's 0 negative feedback. I have I've been buying on
something
eBay.
From you. I'll change that.
I've been buying on eBay since like the old days when we had to send out money orders, and they would mail you a book, something back in return. Hopefully,
wow.
So for you kids that don't know, before PayPal, you had to mail somebody off a money order or cashier's check. Because guess what? If you mailed a personal check, you had to wait for like 4 or 5 days for it to clear. So no, what you had to do was take your ass to the bank or 7-Eleven, but they would charge you additional, and you would buy a money order and you would mail it to this person. Once that person received it, they would hopefully mail you the comic back. And how you got the comic was totally the Wild Wild West, man. They could stick it in an envelope. They could stick it in a box. They can fold it in half. They could do all kinds of stuff. Yes, Quixotic Comics, the 56K baud modem days, man. But
did you have to walk uphill both ways to the bank?
No.
Oh,
we had a
okay.
stage horse. We had a
Oh,
stage, you know.
okay.
But that's how it was
Western
back
Union.
then, man. I remember when I got my books first submitted to CGC, and they had like you just sent off your book to CGC, and hopefully it came back in 4 or 5 months. But did it take that long? I'm trying to remember, man. Because I got
it
my
takes 4 or 5 months right now.
I remember my first submission to CGC. It was a Uncanny X-Men 94, Hulk 181, the House of Secrets 82. What is it? The first Swamp Thing? What is that?
92.
92. I sent that one in, and Giant Size X-Men. Though I sent those books in. I remember my Hulk 181 came back like a 8.5. My Giant Size came back like a 8.0. And I remember I was so stoked to receive them. And then it was the old label too. And then
Right.
one year
Oh.
I just sold them all. That was like in between collecting, and I sold them all. I'm so pissed off that I
Yeah,
remember
but
I
it'll be
bought
fun
my
to get it back.
I bought my Hulk 181 raw for $250. I want to say $350. And at that point, I thought it was a VF copy. So I meant finding a Hulk 181, and I bought it off eBay. So luckily, I got it. The House of
Damn,
Secrets
son.
92. That's the book that was folded in half and mailed to me.
Oh.
So I opened up my mailbox and I saw this thing folded. And I go, oh.
I have one that I've got. It's Prospect. It's got a huge spine roll, but if it gets fixed, and I
Yeah,
think Rocket can do it, it's going to come back nice.
there you go.
Yeah.
What do I think about MODOK as the first villain of the Avengers game? I think that's fun. I
think
I
it looks
think-
sweet. Did you guys watch that trailer?
Yeah. I mean, it's about time they come out with a console game. The last
Yep.
one we were talking about was what was it? Ultimate Avengers or Vulture? What was that one?
Ultimate Alliance.
Ultimate Alliance. You can play like
Yeah.
4 players at once. Because for the longest time, they've been kind of focusing on mobile games. So if you guys haven't seen the actual game trailer, and it has
It looks like
if
you
anything,
used Kamala Khan, right?
yeah,
It's like
I
the
think
playable character, right?
So let's see if the Kamala Khan hype, because we're all assuming the Miles Morales hype is based on the PS5 game.
Right.
Let's see if Kamala Khan gets the same kind of push with this game, right?
That'd be interesting. Yeah, right.
Because I
Same
still don't.
circumstances, right?
Yeah.
Video games.
All right, we might as well do a Q&A now. RP asks, what was your first Grail, TiVo, and what was yours, Ryan? What was yours, Ryan?
My first Grail that I ever bought for myself. Oh, I mean, it was probably any of these first Batman keys for me. You know, the biggest Grail was my Batman 2, hands down.
Yeah. Let me see. Well, the Hulk 181 was definitely my first Grail. I mean, I guess as an adult. Okay, here's a funny story.
I didn't collect as a kid to say.
As a kid, when I walked into the comic store, my Grail was a What If #1. So we're talking like 1982, 81. I walked into the comic store and I saw What If #1 on the wall and said, oh, I got to have that. And it was like $20. I go, wow, that's so expensive. So any Gwenpool news? No, I doubt it. Rob Liefeld has really talked himself into a hole, and none of his creations will ever see the light of day, is my guess, besides Deadpool. But you never know. I mean, she's kind of a kooky character in the comics, but I don't think you're going to see any real.
They're going to use Spider-Gwen. They're going to
Plus, it's such a weird tie-in that it ties Deadpool and Spider-Man together. So we're talking about 2 properties. Spider-Gwen is different. That's solely Spider-Man and Sony. So really they can do whatever they want with it. Whereas these kind of one-outs like Gwenpool, she's half Deadpool, which belongs to Marvel Studios now. And the other half belongs to Spider-Man because, Gwen and everything. So you never know. Let's see. Any other questions here?
I feel like the same question. I'm going to answer the same question. My Grail, my favorite book. My favorite book is this Batman 2, hands down.
B Fung asks, what's your favorite book in your collection?
Batman 2.
Mine is my Strange Tales 110, first appearance of Doctor Strange, and a 5.5. That's that would be my modern Grail, which I had always been longing to get for the longest time. But yeah, I would say my Strange Tales 110. Also, my FF48. That's one of the books I've had for a really long time. That's a 7.0.
My second favorite is my what is it? The Rex the Wonder Dog #4.
That's such a weird one.
It's awesome. It's Detective Chimp. I am so happy that I have that book. I got to get it graded.
Do you have insurance for your books? No. I don't. And I think that company that
Yes,
started
I
that
do.
business.
I have gas, booby traps. They're asking a lot of
Yeah.
questions here. They're like, "What's your favorite books?" And do we have
Man, if you
insurance?
have an expensive book, put it in a security
I have
box
watchdogs.
at the bank. Though I don't trust insurance companies, and I definitely don't trust a
Actually,
comic book.
I did put some insurance because I lost probably around, I don't know, $4,000 worth of comics in a flood in my basement in
Well, why would you keep
like
comics in the basement?
2014.
That's
I
crazy.
don't know.
Does it rain a lot there?
A fair share amount.
Well, you're a loser then. You deserve it. Anyway, Dollar Bin Fodder. We see Quake, aka Chloe Bennet, get canon. Yes, you will. I mean, it's only a matter of time. She's one of the characters that are definitely being discussed to transition over to what we've been told for a long time now. And even though she hasn't said anything, there's something called an NDA that these people sign that she will eventually be over as part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's probably arguably the most popular character on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after Coulson, and Ming-Na Wen's, the Cavalry. She's getting a little bit old. If you've been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you notice that May cannot run like she used to. If you didn't know, last year or a year before, she tore her ACL and she had reconstructive knee surgery. She can barely run as it is. So some of these scenes with her doing action are kind of rough to see. I've had my ACL torn playing basketball, so my knee has never ever been, been the same ever again. And then I had to get my knee scoped to clean out the scar tissue on it after that. But I was playing basketball and I drove through the hole. Say that again. I drove through the hole, planted my knee, and my knee went. And I go, I was yelling. Everybody that was playing heard my knee pop, and they were all like, "Oh my God, what is that?" Because you have to think of your ACL, your ligament is really tightly wound around your knee. So mine snapped in half, and you heard it pop. And I gotta admit, so I had my surgery in the mid '90s. So basically, this is before cadaver surgery. Now, what they do is they take the ligament from a dead cadaver and they put it in your knee. What they did to me is they took my patella tendon, which is the front of your kneecap, and they made it into a ligament. So what happens is they trick the tendon into thinking it's a ligament, and it takes a year for it to do that. That's why my rehab went awful. It just went awful. Yeah. So yeah, you tore your ACL, man. It ain't no joke. But you know what I got? Some killer Vicodin. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Two Brothers Comics. Make sure you guys sub up Two Brothers Comics. I don't know if it's too late, but they are doing a giveaway. So make sure you head over, check out Two Brothers Comics right there. Click on their name in the live chat. I don't know if they finished, but I went ahead and set up for it. They're doing a giveaway. So make sure you go check it out. Sub all each other up. So whatever. Anyway, thanks everybody. So 7 o'clock. Yeah, well, we stretch this out to almost an hour.
Wow,
look at that.
You are long-winded.
I know. So I'm partially dead. Yes, I am partially dead. My left side and my lower right side is kind of like all right, Dollar Bin Fodder. I'll give you one more since you gave me that Peach Momoko variant. Dollar Bin Fodder asks, why so many team appearances coming to the MCU? I've heard heavy rumors about New Warriors, Young Avengers, Alpha Flight. I don't know what UXM is. Ultimate X-Men? FF, then the Hellions and Secret Warriors. I can debunk. There's no Secret Warriors. There's no Hellions. New Warriors has been filmed for a long time, but here's the genesis of what happened with the New Warriors. They filmed a 30-minute or 1 hour pilot. It was supposed to be a situation comedy and starring Squirrel Girl. Remember that? It was Squirrel Girl, Night Thrasher, some other people. And the studio tried to shop it around and nobody bought it. ABC Freeform was supposed to be the studio that was supposed to run it. And then they decided to cancel on it. And that was when Jeff Loeb ran things. From what I've heard when talking to people like Mikey and Black Knight, is the New Warriors is waiting for a new direction. I think they want to make it a more serious in tone show for Disney Plus. They can put it on ABC. Disney Plus has much bigger budgets than all these other things. Like if you think when the Runaways that was on Freeform or on Hulu, all those shows had smaller budgets. So Feige doesn't want to do anything cheaply because he thinks that's a bad reflection on Marvel Studios since it's all under him now. So what they wanted to do was reboot the New Warriors, and make it less of a parody as opposed to maybe just a an action show that was funny, kind of like what Marvel does already, right? They're already kind of funny action films, as it is. But what the original Warriors was straight up a situation comedy. So I don't think Feige was too keen on that, and that's what Jeff Loeb wanted. But apparently that's not going to happen. If you've been counting looking at the tea leaves, or you can count the tea leaves too.
You could.
They're going cosmic and supernatural. Cosmic and supernatural. That's you haven't heard anything. I mean, even Shang-Chi is going to have a supernatural martial arts twist to it, right? So everything, they got this whole world they haven't even looked at yet in Marvel's rich history of supernatural characters, horror characters, and the cosmic side. Man, that's where they're all going. That's
very exciting.
There's tons of issues. Power Pack, I haven't heard anything about that. There was a long gestating rumor about Power Pack. Put it this way, with Disney Plus, they have so much room. And I think this quarantine really shut us down from a ton of news we're going to get. San Diego Comic-Con is literally, oh my God, it's a month from today. It was supposed to be July 24th, which is my birthday, by the way, July 24th. We are a month away to this day of when San Diego Comic-Con was originally supposed to happen. And you remember last year, they ran out of time. They had so much stuff to do. Remember Kevin Feige at the very goes, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you about FF and the X-Men.
Right.
So we've been waiting a year for that, and now we're just going to wait another year for it, right?
Maybe not. And hopefully not.
Yeah. So just like, DC fandom is happening, right? So I fully expect Marvel to do something for San Diego Comic-Con too. I mean, they're going to all try to pull out the stops because, they kind of think, let's give something for the fans, because if they're afraid if the fans lose interest, I don't think they will. But if you imagine the bandwidth that's we already know what DC's doing. It's called Fandom, and it already got like Snyder's going to be in it. Ben Affleck's going to be there. Henry Cavill, maybe not Ben Affleck. I don't know what he's doing, but they're all going to try to promote the Snyder cut of Justice League. God, I always forgot already. Hell, we're the one that broke that story, and I already forgot about it already. But it's going to be interesting. Let's see if all the internet servers can handle the amount of traffic. Can you imagine? Like San Diego Comic-Con is like, how many people go? Like 150, 200,000 people?
Yep.
So now you want to stream it for millions of people across the world? Oof, man. As an IT person, I really hope they do the proper bandwidth testing for that, because oh, man. Can you just imagine
YouTube or something?
If you're the IT guy and your servers crash during a live presentation, oh, my God. That's an IT. That's what we call a resume. That's what we call a resume updating moment. when something screws up and you go, damn, I got to update my resume because I'm going to have to find a new job. But yeah. What are your predictions for the new hero of the Avengers game? I have no idea. I haven't. Today was today was the first day I seen the trailer, and I'd seen a teaser trailer like 8 months ago. It's been so far off my radar. I had no idea that it was coming. I remember there was a cool trailer for the first one, and then this one, it looks heavily Kamala Khan. But for one of us, it's like all characters, right? Isn't it an MMO? It's like a multiplayer big universe.
I don't know a lot about it at all.
Yeah, so I'm more of a Spider-Man guy. I don't like playing MMOs with a bunch of people I don't know. I'd rather just stick to the story, and I do the story thing. I just do my own thing. I like to watching the cutscenes. I'm not into all that. Give me a good button smashing adventure where I could just go through and destroy shit, and I'm happy. Like God of War, until all the goddamn puzzles started fucking me up, man.
So you had to use your brain.
No, I don't want to use my brain. I just want to smash stuff. I want to slice things up. I want to shoot things, blow things up.
That Star Wars game is awesome. You should get that Fallen Order.
Maybe I got to play that, man. Yeah, because like Dollar Bin Fodder, I suck at video games. I'm that guy that was playing Street Fighter 2 at the arcade, and then some kid would put his quarter in and beat me in like 2 minutes.
I'm that same way.
No, I put all my games on easy mode, and so I can enjoy.
I could rock some Mario Kart though.
Yeah, you know what? I was pretty dope at Batman, all the Arkham games.
Oh yeah,
those games are awesome. I mean,
they're so much fun.
Spider-Man is a little bit too much for me, like all the swinging and stuff. But just like in the Batman games, when Victor Zsasz picked up the phone, he had to go and and you got super hectic, like stressed out because you couldn't get there in time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
There was a scene where Victor Zsasz and you had to find the phone and flying throughout. Yep. I think this was Arkham City or one of the games, but I was hooked on that game. I think the Batman is Arkham games the best.
Are they doing another one? Were they teasing they were doing another one?
That's a whole nother episode, because Warner Brothers just sold the video game division.
Well, with
Was
PlayStation
it
5
Sony?
coming out and with the new Xbox game coming out, I wouldn't be surprised if they do another one.
Can't Golden State says buy The Last of Us. You know me, I hate survival games.
You know, I never finished the first one.
Was it boring?
I got bored with it. I really did.
Yeah,
I mean, at first
I'm
it was
not-
awesome. Graphically, it was great, but like having to sneak around zombies and if you make the little bit of noise, like stealth games for me, I'm horrible at them. I don't have the patience.
Wasn't that survival games?
It's a survival, but it's also
Yeah,
there's a lot of stealth involved. There's a lot of
fuck that, man.
those
Give me
games frustrate
Robotron 2044. What was that game called? Robotron, where you had like 2 joysticks. One was just to aim where you're shooting. The other one, dude.
Right.
Give me 1942, man. I just want to blow shit up. I don't need to be. You know what I'm saying? I could watch a movie of one and all that, but all right, King of Golden State. Maybe if you can give me a bootleg copy, maybe I'll play.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't like it. It's just I can.
I
it,
get it. The graphics are gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool game. Cool
God of
premise.
War. Yeah.
I always thought that what's his name? Josh Brolin, and who's the chick that was in she was in Trailer Park Boys. She was the little girl, then she grew up. Ellen Page. I always thought those two would be the perfect cast for that. Now they're a little older, but back when it first came out, I thought they would be the coolest cast for a Last of Us movie.
Straight up, Model Vault. I didn't play Batman Arkham games while I was stoned. I can't play. I'll straight up say it. I can't play games high. Because I mean, because when I played Batman, I was like, man, I really got to think about this shit. I'm like, trying to.
Well, a
stuff.
lot of those Riddler trophies you had to think about too. Those, I don't know if you finished all those or not, but those were hard.
Oh no, I just finished the game. But because when I get stoned, it's like I'm done. I'm done for the. I'm like done. Don't call me about nothing.
I did really like the Justice League fighting game. Or the Injustice
Injustice Among Gods Among Us. Yeah, I don't like fighting games either. I think that
was fun.
I like I don't like first person shooters, and I like adventure games. So like Spider-Man and God of War.
Did you play like Uncharted?
Yeah, that was too many puzzles.
Like that? Yeah,
too many puzzles, man. If there's
Crash Bandicoot, so you're like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
Run through Sonic the Hedgehog.
So all you old school gamers, back for the PC, the first game I really got into was a game called MDK, which was short for Murder, Death, Kill.
What? Yeah, that sounds familiar.
That was one of the first games that kind of had like a big world thing, and you could jump and your wings would come out and you could like hover over shit. It was so cool. It was called MDK, which stood for Murder, Death, Kill.
Huh.
Yeah, there is no pleasing me. There is none. No, I'm very specific. 2 types of games I play. I like the adventure games where
Larry.
Where way back in the day.
Yeah.
But Wing Commander. Come on
answer
now.
those questions.
Fucking Wing Commander, I was dope, dude. Pong, fuck yeah. But I remember like God of War and Spider-Man. Those are the games I like where you're not seeing through their eyes, but you can see it from what do they call it? Second person games, not first person. Right?
Third person.
Yeah, that, and I like real-time strategy games like StarCraft, the original Warcraft games. Obviously,
what about like Skyrim type games?
I hate that shit.
Yeah,
I hate Skyrim.
Really? I enjoy
Gates
those.
of Baldur or any of that shit.
Yeah,
I would rather die of dysentery on the Oregon Trail than play Skyrim.
Oregon Trail was a great game. Now that's a fun game. Bring that shit back.
I hate Zelda too, man. If Zelda, Skyrim, all those games, those are all the same.
Puzzles.
Man.
You don't do well with puzzles.
I don't want to go to an innkeeper and ask where the ale is so I can get a fucking key to a puzzle somewhere. I'm not trying to do that in Skyrim.
Punch the innkeeper in the face. So when you play D&D, you're pretty much a thug. You're a tank.
No, if it ever one of those games where your moral compass, my shit would be all fucked up. I would be killing people. Grand Theft Auto all the way, man. I just want to rob, kill, maim, and I'm just kidding. That's gonna come back. Castlevania, cool. Yes, I forgot the side-scrolling 2D games. Love those. I wish they would make those more again.
Gauntlet was awesome.
Oh, well, Gauntlet, that's not really a side scroller though, but yeah, with 4 players. Oh yeah. You and your boys can dump in like $30 worth of quarters and play it forever. But I know we're on a tangent here, but Star Wars, the vector-based Atari game, that was my shit.
Is that the one where you put your head in the visor thing?
No, yeah. But there was sit down for no, you didn't have a visor. You just sat.
Yeah, it was the Atari, the arcade.
Yeah.
And, it was
and it had like this it had like the 2 handles like that, and you drove an X-Wing.
Yeah.
I was so dope at that the top 3 spots of the Star Wars game, you could not erase them. They were burned into the ROM, meaning the read-only memory. Like if you were to unplug, you remember how you get clear high scores, you would unplug the machine. Well, guess what? On the Atari game, that Star Wars game, the top 3, regardless of what you did, unplug it and plug it, they always stayed there. Nice. So I was in 5th grade, knocking shit out, 1st, 2nd, 3rd place. And then this dude named Lib, I still remember his name, L-I-B, beat me 1st place. And the dude was like a freaking sophomore in high school, a junior in high school, and I was in 5th grade. I was like, well,
that's not fair.
Lib, I hope you mind.
you heard a kid. You heard a kid.
Reminds me of that. What was that Donkey Kong?
You were going on a different trajectory in life at that point. He might have messed you up, man.
I was already, hey, dude, I was better than him, and I was only in 5th grade. And he was like a senior in college. I know he started as a sophomore in high school, but I'm saying he's a senior.
You feel good about yourself, punk.
Yeah. True. Russian Attack was also my shit too.
Oh, Russian Attack.
All you old school, yeah, Russian Attack. You would fight like Russians and shit, and there was dogs that would come. You would stab the dog and shit. Dude, that was my shit too. Put it this way: any game that came to my 7-Eleven in my neighborhood, I conquered it.
Double Dragon. We used to put just tons of money in. That was
pinball
one
machines
big
too. When I first started bringing pinball machines into my 7-Eleven, I was like, pinball? Who the fuck plays pinball? And then next thing you know, boom, I tore that shit up. I was like really good at pinball
I suck at pinball. That is one thing I cannot do.
You got to find the sweet spot. You got to figure out what the tilt is and go all the way up to the tilt, and then you're it. Are you one of those dorks that?
I'm a dork.
Do you play with 2 flippers at once?
Yeah, isn't that how you're supposed to play?
Oh man, you know the people who constantly hit both flippers at the same time. You should.
Oh no! I'll do that one. But sometimes no. Of course, you do it on the side that it's on. But
I was so dope. I could catch a ball as it's coming down on my flipper. If you have the timing right, and boom, it would just stick there. That's how dope it was.
No, well, you're a pinball wizard.
That song, Pinball Wizard.
Yeah,
it's about me.
I was just gonna say,
Jukebox Wizard.
Tim wasn't his name Timmy or Tommy or some shit.
Yep, Tommy. That's the Who. And now people are losing now we're really dating ourselves. We're talking about Tommy's the Who and Pinball Wizard and everything. All right. Any last words, Ryan?
No, sir. We've said enough.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed us talking about comic books for about 30 minutes and then talking about really pretty much anything for the remainder of it. But thanks for joining us. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. It's going to be a pre-recorded video. It's not going to be live, so you can watch it at any time you want. So we're going to do a Letters from the Long Box. This will be the 4th episode. So thank you guys all for joining us. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and stick it up your butt. And for all the haters, that's for you. And let's leave you with a little DJ Curse. Peace out, everybody. Keep digging in that long boxes.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my God. Somebody show that weapon. Hold on and get some, boys.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 3 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
Laugh it up. Buzz, 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 buzz.
In this you shall know that the Lord is
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this you shall know that the Lord is In this you shall know that the Lord is
Go on and get some, boys.
Heck, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this you shall know that the Lord is
What's in the box?